I really need to kind of store this stuff a little bit better. And I found this. So I'm going to put this stuff in here so at least I can put a lid on it and don't have to look at it. I think I'm going to put a bunch of my like stencils in here because they won't get all bent out of shape, because I do like to reuse them. This is already, I should have done this on card. This is my Pigeon guy. My butterfly that doesn't work, the loop is too low and I think the wing's too heavy, so it just closes even if it's against a flat surface, which is a shame. This really is just a box of crap. It's all a bit random. I think I bring in a new pen every time I want to trace or draw something, so I've got about 1,000 pens. And then some half-finished things, some like scraps, a bird whistle, more stencils, some sari silk. I want to box this up. Excuse Bones eating bickies next to me. But I want to box this up and then clean out this cubby hole and have it in there just so it's out of the way. And then I can just pull it out when I need it rather than it always being out, because I have it here. It takes up so much space and it looks really messy. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. Simple pigeon embroidery. I think in this crate I'm going to keep my embroidery stuff for when I do my labels, because I do that quite regularly. Okay, this is looking better. I've gone for like templates and stencils at the bottom, miscellaneous, and then I put my beads and offcuts and things in here. I finally sewed this guy together yesterday and it didn't even take that long. It's been sat in my whip pile for months and months. Need to give it a little trim and tidy up, which I'll do today. I'm trying to use a lot of this scrap fabric that I have. This was like a napkin or something that I got from a charity shop, but it's really beautiful cotton linen. I think it's, oh no, cotton. And I want to cut out this part. Okay, I was going to cut out one identical to this, but I cut one of these off the trim, and I think that actually looks quite nice. Less fiddly than this. The side eye really gives them a lot of character, I think. Ideally, I want to use bigger beads, so it won't take as long. Instead of, originally I wanted to use like teeny tiny seed beads, but I just don't think I have that in me. Maybe some sequins would work. I quite like these with this one. I just don't know how I'm going to, or like where I'm going to put them yet. You know for a fact I want to add some of these little seed beads to both of these two, because they both have that similar colour here. I feel like these beautiful green glass beads will work really nicely with this one. I think sequins for this one, I put blue sequins there. These peachy sequins and the seed beads for this one, and they'll be for that one as well. And that's it so far. Can't really remember what I've got in here, so I'm just going to tip them out. These are all the ones that my mum gave to me last time I went around her house. Really beautiful colours. I think a lot of them will be way too big, but I might be able to use some of the smaller ones. Before I figure out the rest, I think I'm just going to start in this corner and then work my way down. I layered a little gold seed bead over the sequin. I think it looks really sweet. One done. I'm so happy with how it looks actually. So nice and sparkly, but also subtle enough where it's like not tacky, I don't think. And it didn't take that long either. I'm so glad I didn't seed bead the entire thing like I was planning to. Oh my goodness. Over the weekend I finished beading all of my butterflies and they look really good. I'm going to show you a close-up, but first I need to secure the back and I'm going to do that with some liquid latex and then leave it to dry outside because I think it's going to be warm today and I want them to dry relatively quick so I can move on to the next stage. When I said I wasn't going to bead all of them, I lied because I did, and I'm very happy I did. They look really good. I'll just show you a little close-up of some of them. I really love this one. I use those pearlescent stars that I got in the box from the car boot over the last weekend, and the same again here. Used a mixture of sequins. I love this one. And some seed beads. This blue one I really hated before I beaded it, but now that it's beaded I kind of love it. And this big guy is upside down, so it kind of throws me off every time I see it because it's the only one upside down. And I really like this one as well. But most of all, I like this one. This is what I'm using to secure the backs. This is liquid latex. I do use like PVA or white glue for some of my pieces, but if they're beaded, this is better because it dries like rubber, so it's bendy. Because if you use like PVA glue, it dries hard, and then if it bends for any reason with the beads on it, it's more likely to crack. Whereas the rubber, the beads are just going to kind of bend around it. So that's why I'm using this. It's super expensive, but definitely worth it on the beaded pieces. Excuse me, sir. This angle is not ideal, but what to do is just scrape it onto the back, paying special attention to the felted bits to really get it in there. And you don't use a lot either, just a thin layer. So I'm going to leave these to dry for a few hours because it's going to be 26 degrees apparently. So that should dry in no time. Also, on the weekend, I made a couple more, they're not finished yet, but of my little Pigeon guys, I made 4. This is just the front. I only did the front and the wing. I need to do the back. I had to embroider some labels last night to go on the back, so I couldn't quite finish them yet, but I really want to finish these guys today and post the original guide. I've also completely run out of thank you cards, and I really want to design new ones because I've had my previous ones for a really long time. I don't really have the time to design new ones yet. So what do you want, Wingy Boy? but I don't really want to send orders out, especially Shopify shows you if they're like a first time, if it's their first order. I don't really want to send an order out with no thank you card. So I'm thinking I might do some lino later and make a little lino stamp, just so I can stamp a little tag or something to attach to this, and then I'll just pop a free little sticker in as well. Excuse me. So on the original Pigeon I did embroidery here, bones please, and then on these ones I went for these bugle beads, and I think I prefer it just because you can't see the embroidery thread as much as the beads. I think it just stands out a little bit more. So I think moving forward I probably will go with the beads. And these beads were the little ones that I got from the car boot last week for 50p. So it's been nice to use those. So these guys are made almost entirely from vintage or secondhand materials, which I think is so nice. The only thing that's not vintage or secondhand on this one is the ribbon and the label. But everything else, including the stuffing on the inside, is secondhand. The sun is finally moving down onto the butterflies, so they should dry super quick. I can't decide whether to do the embroidery on a bit of scrap fabric again, or just bead or do embroidery directly onto the fabric without the background. I just can't decide what would look better. I got this green, almost corduroy fabric from a charity shop recently. There's quite a lot, and it was only £3.99. I just love this colour. I think it's beautiful. I just haven't worked out what I want to use it for yet. We also have a bunch of like offcuts in here. What I'm trying to find is this. This is what I used for the little heart embroidery. This is just an old, not tablecloth, like a table mat. I got it from a charity shop for 50p. I was going to do something different on each one, but I think I'll just stick with a really simple heart. And I'm going to keep all of these little bits because I'm sure I'll find some use for them in a later project. I want to maybe do different colours with the heart. So I'm thinking maybe a green. Maybe do one green, one pink. Well, like, let's do another red, why not? Maybe a lime green. I'm gonna do a different colour for each one. This colour is so nice. I might add a bead to that bit of blank space there, maybe. Maybe some bugle beads. Where should I put those? I've decided, because there's a fair amount of blank space here, just to add some bugle beads. Next step is to cut out the back and sew on the labels and then stitch them all together. I've pinned this guy to the back and sewn my little embroidered label on. So I just need to put the ribbon where I want it to hang from and sew him together. It's been about 2 hours and these are actually dry already. I didn't plan on them drying quite that quick and I want to finish my pigeons first, so I think I'm going to leave them outside for a little bit. I'm a bit annoyed because I misjudged where the label needed to go. So that bit's not super neat, but I don't want to take it apart. The first guy is done. I'll just hang him up there for now, so he's out of the way, and then I'm going to work on I'm making such a mess. Working on the second one. I need to add some little embroidered lines here. I think I've angled this label better, so we'll see how it looks. Yeah, that looks good about there, I think. Second one done, just need to cut him out. And I lined this up way better this time, so I'm really happy with that. This bit makes me nervous every time for some reason. It's also very satisfying. There we go. Okay. Second one done. And this was the pink and red Sacred Heart looking one. 2 little babies, 2 more to go. These are definitely taking way longer than I thought they would. I might have to put the price up a tiny little bit because I did add beads and these are a little bit more involved than the last one. Pigeon number 3. I really want to get these done today so I can move on to the butterflies. That took such a long time, way more than I thought it would, and I thought I was going to do some lino print and work on my butterflies today. I will have to do both those things tomorrow, but they look so good. Little flock. I've decided I don't have time to be sitting here doing lino, so I'm going to just hand paint some really simple labels instead. Just going to pick one of these. Kind of cycled through a couple of different ones before settling on just a really simple bird in black watercolour. Looks quite nice on the speckled paper, and then just got my website on the back. And I'm going to attach these with this string that I got from the charity shop. I think that looks okay. I mean, it will have to do until I get some proper labels and thank you cards made up again. This little tiny sticker order, I thought I would jazz it up a little. This shouldn't take too long really. All I want to do is trim the excess and fold over the tufting cloth and add some backing fabric and something to hang it with. And then I'm going to glue this down. This might be one of my favourites. I just love this colour combination, and this yarn is so beautiful. Oh, I used the little pearlescent stars on this one as well. I really like the hot pink coming through. I've trimmed them all and now I need to go and glue the backs. It feels really good to finally get all of that off the frame because there's a new piece that I want to work on and I don't want to keep taking so long with getting them finished. So